Hey, I'm Luke, the Hard Times guy. Making this video especially for a group of people who had heretofore been uh, foreign to me, or I hadn't been uh, in their wheelhouse. And I have Misty Pate to thank for a lot of new subscribers and a lot of new viewers. Those of you who watch my videos know what I'm talking about. Recently did a couple of videos uh, about Misty, and first I did one about Misty and Mark, and then I did one about some stuff that I bought on purpose to sell to Misty. And all that went really well because I bought the stuff to sell to her. It wasn't the kind of stuff I usually buy, not the kind of stuff I like, but it was stuff that I knew would work well for what she did, and I could get it at a price where I could sell it to her. Actually, I got it at a price where I could put it out there and she couldn't resist it. So that was my plan. That's what happened. Everybody's happy. I'm tickled to death. She's tickled to death. Her customers that are, I watched a video last night where she sold some of this stuff already. They're really pleased. So everything worked out really well. And one of the things that she did was she shared the videos she made here in what I call the Sojourner room. She shared that video with her audience, and her audience is vastly larger than mine. It helped me immensely. It helped me expand the reach of my videos. My subscriptions went from 50 some to 3 or 4 times that just in a half a day after she did that. And maybe I did, I was happy with that. Like I said, it's mostly my family. I got children, I got grandchildren, I got great grandchildren, and they're living in a world today that's getting increasingly more difficult to live in, and so I try to put some life lessons in my videos as we progress for them. And my hope as I do that is my viewers, you can find something in those videos that helps you. And probably the people watching my videos, they're going to know a whole bunch of this stuff already. It's not, and none of it's going to be new to them, but it's going to be another place where they can go and with their family, with their children, with their grandchildren, with their great-grandchildren, and say, sit down here a minute and listen to what this guy has to say, because I want you to know that your crazy old grandma or your crazy old grandpa or your uncle or your dad or whoever isn't just totally outdated and off the wall. Listen to this guy and see if some of it sounds familiar to you, and let's have a discussion about whatever it is. So that's what I try to do in my videos, and I want you to meet that guy that does that. And we'll do other things too, like look at things in my barn, look at, go to the auctions with me, have those kind of stories. That we'll keep doing that because that's what I like to do. And I did that again this week. I always miss Misty's live sale because she has them on Wednesday afternoon, and in our county there's an auction every Wednesday down at well, it's not actually in our county, it's just across the county line in the county south of us. It's they have an auction every Wednesday in a big nice auction barn, and I like to go there and gobble around. Sometimes I don't buy anything but a hot dog, but this week I went, and I'm going to show you later in this video what I bought for Misty. I mean, the Misty experiment worked well. So I'm going to buy some things I don't like to buy just because I know that I can sell them to Misty, or I can trade them to Misty for something that she's got in her antique shop that she doesn't sell anymore because it's too heavy to ship, or whatever reason it is. She doesn't have the customer base for it in her videos. But I can get things that she does have a use for, and maybe we can strike up a deal. It's kind of fun. So I'm going to show you those things later. Right now, I want you to I'm going to take a little pause. I want you to like this video you're looking at. I want you to subscribe if you haven't. At the end of the video, I want you to share it with your people, wherever they are, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, however you do that. Share the video, because I'm wanting to get as many people to converse with as I can. Misty helped me immensely, and I'm giving you this video to keep that turning over. The Hard Times guy has a personal creed, and it basically is this in three words or phrases: play hard, work diligently, and love unconditionally. So I'm going to show you a couple of excerpts from other videos that I've made where I talked about that. We're going to get in some videos I made where we talk about other things. And one of you're going to find out that I do this too. I have a plan for where I'm going. I've already been all over the place in this video. I'll probably edit out half of what I've already said, but I may not. Because I've got sojourned off to some place I didn't intend to go, and here I am, but I'm going to just wing it because that's kind of how I do. My dad had lots of sayings that he used, and one of them was, dumber than a box of rocks. And I never did know what that meant for sure. What caused me to think about it last night was when I was unloading some stuff that I bought at an auction yesterday, and I'd messed around there and bought one of them deals from here to there for $1, and then you had to take it all because they just wanted to get rid of it. I did that because I had my great-grandson was with me, and there was something in that from here to there place that he wanted, and we stood around the whole auction waiting for him to get to that, and I bought it for him, paid $1 for it, and but I had to haul all that stuff off. And so last night I was going through that, and most of it went in the trash, but there was a coffee can in there, and that coffee can was full of rocks, and there's some kind of rocks. I'm going to put a picture of them in this video so you can see what I'm talking about. But this can was full of rocks. Some of you know something about the rocks. I don't know anything about them, but I thought, who would have a coffee can full of rocks? And I thought of that old saying that my dad said, dumber than a box of rocks. And I never did know whether he's talking about the... you won't recognize that next time you see it. And right there is a Folger's coffee can. And coffee can itself ain't too old, but look at that. Rocks. I don't know what kind of rocks they are, but there's a coffee can full of rocks. And so, kind of goes along with my saying, dumber than a box of rocks. Same thing applies here. Dumber than a coffee can full of rocks. of its own. It was dumb, or whether it was a dumb thing to have a box of rocks. I never did know that. But last night I was having one of those times where I woke up about 4 in the morning and I started thinking about this video and how things I was going to say in it. But another thing that my dad used to say was when he was a boy, his family was so poor they couldn't pay attention. And that didn't make no sense either. I mean, anybody could pay attention. So why would being poor have anything to do with paying attention? And I've thought about that a lot over the years, and I finally concluded that being poor does have something to do with paying attention, but it's cattywampers. It's backwards from what my dad used to say. They were so poor they couldn't pay attention. A lot of people are poor because they don't pay attention. And the reason I brought that up is I've got to talk to you one more time about Misty's last couple of videos and my couple of videos where I talked about her and Mark and our friendship. And my introduction to YouTube videos came from Misty and Mark, mostly Mark, because Misty was starting to make videos, and this was even before they closed the antique shop. She started watching videos, and Mark watched videos as well, and they were talking about these people that made these videos. And I forget the name of one of them. One guy, he took old things like wooden handled screwdrivers and stuff, and he refurbished them, and he made a video of doing that, and then he put them out there, and I don't know whether that's for sale or what, but Mark enjoyed watching that guy. And then he was telling about some of them that Misty watched and he enjoyed too, and one of them was this person called the Crazy Lamp Lady. And I forgot the names of most of those people, but Crazy Lamp Lady kind of stuck in my head. So after Mark told me that, I went and watched her for a little while. I watched 2 or 3 of her videos here. This has been a couple of years ago. And she does a lot of the same kind of thing that Misty does. In fact, I think Misty more or less patterned what she wanted to do in part from this girl. Her name's Jocelyn. I don't remember what her last name is, doesn't matter. And her and Misty become friends, but here I go off to the side sojourning again. I watched the Crazy Lamp Lady and I was amazed at what she was doing, but she wasn't doing it with stuff that I really cared about, so I kind of quit watching her. And then later on, when Misty started doing it, I started watching her. And of course, anytime you watch somebody like Misty, over here at the side, there's all these other kind of people that's doing that kind of thing too. YouTube, they picks up that you may be interested in this, and they give you some other opportunities. And there was the Crazy Lamp Lady again. I forgot all about her. So after I got interested in what Misty was doing, I started watching Crazy Lamp Lady again. And there was another guy in there. Turned out he's a friend of Misty's too, from over in Illinois. His name was Jeffrey. I started watching him. He's the Nifty Thrifty, or I can't remember. See, I can't remember stuff. Thrift or Nifty something. You know who he is if you're watching this. You're watching this because of Misty. You know him. But I started watching him too, and I liked what they were doing, but I didn't like the kind of stuff they did it with. So I started looking around for another guy, and I found this guy called the Antique Nomad. I think George is his name. And I started watching him because the first video that I saw of him, he was in an antique shop, and he was looking at some of the same kind of stuff I liked. And then he went to a flea market in another one. He's going down through there talking about stuff that I liked. Old advertising and some things like that he was looking over. Now, after I got to watch it, I watched more and more of his videos. He gets off into stuff that I don't like either. But here's one thing about him that I do like. Gosh, he has a lot of knowledge about all kinds of things, and he'll stand there and talk about it, and you can learn something just watching him, or you can find out something that's interesting that you didn't know before. And so I got to watching him too. It turns out Misty, she met him somewhere, so she's kind of a friend of his too. But I watched all of them just because of Misty. I was watching Misty, and then I'd watch, they'd pop up over here, and I'd look at what they were doing too. And I didn't watch their whole video always, and sometimes I turned the sound off and just had it there, and when they held up something that I wanted to know about, I turned the sound back on, that kind of thing. Don't do that to my videos, because without the sound, you ain't got much. But I've become familiar with these people, and I seen what they was doing, and it was interesting to me, and I learned a little something, and I got a feel for things, and so I decided I'm going to take that information, and what I wanted to tell you about paying attention is something it's a life skill that you need. If you don't pay attention, you're not ever going to be able to do things in life that you want to do. If you're a young person, and it's easy for young people to do because the world is so fast now, and there's so many things that compete for their attention. Things like Fortnite, and I don't know what the one was before that, and all these video games and stuff that they do. I didn't want to go there, and I'm not going to go there. I'm going to quit that. I'm just going to tell you that you need to pay attention to things in life that are real and that are going on in life. And that's what I was doing with this thing that just recently happened. I paid enough attention that I could go to an auction, and when they had something there that day that wasn't advertised, they had a whole bunch of it. I knew before the day was over they was going to give a whole bunch of it away, and by give it away I mean sell it too cheap, because they had too much of it and they didn't have a crowd there for it. But I learned that from going to auctions for years and years and years by paying attention. So I saw stuff that I knew was Misty stuff. I saw a crowd that wasn't here for that stuff, because the main stuff that they advertised brought a different kind of a crowd. Most of them was crusty old men like me wanting to buy tools and dirty stuff. And there wasn't too many people there wanting to buy this other stuff. And they had a whole bunch of it. I paid attention. I hung around till late, and they started selling this stuff at a price that I felt comfortable buying it, even though I didn't like any of it. Didn't like any of that stuff I sold Misty. Didn't want it around. When I had it over here, it's cluttered up my room. I kind of got the hives or something while it was in there. I couldn't get it out of there fast enough. I threatened her with going to sell it to somebody else if she didn't get out here and get it. And when she got here, I made her an offer she couldn't refuse on it. But like I said, it made me happy, made her happy, and now I have another avenue for that kind of thing. Oh me, I wonder how long this video's been. Because I didn't get anywhere where I started to go. I got hung up there and went backwards. The hard times, God, that my regular people, and this part of it here suits them too, because I've just given them a life lesson about paying attention. I didn't even mean to go there, but I give them a life lesson about paying attention. I'm still going to do, I don't care how long this video gets. I've never made one that's an hour long, but this one might be that long. You might have to watch it in more than one part. I hope I don't blow them new subscribers away by doing something like this, but if I do, they can... I'm going to put some short shots from some of my other videos so that you'll know who the real Hard Times guy is. this video, and maybe, I don't know what you're going to see. You're probably going to see shots from a couple of videos. About the time when I first had my studio audience come in, and the guys were sitting out here, and it kind of goes with part of what this video is about, because one of them irritated me because he wasn't paying attention. I mean, I'm spending my time and up here talking and trying to say something that's important, I think, to me and to some other people, and this guy sitting out there fiddling with his cell phone that got aggravated at him. So that video and the follow-up video, and maybe one or two other ones, I'm going to show you some excerpt from, and you'll meet that side of the Hard Times guy. Where was I? Yeah, the guys from the pool room. I went down and I talked to John, and he said he'd get a hold of some of the guys because they didn't have nothing to do since they couldn't come up there and shoot pool. Some of them just come up there and hung around the parking lot to talk to one another. So anyway, there they are. I ain't going to tell you again. I got them here as my audience, and dadgummit. Sorry about that. Get him up out of the floor. I can't do this with him flopping around like that. Get him up. Get him out of here. Take him out there on the back porch. Call 911. No. Hey guys, come on. Look, you're getting blood all over the carpet. Pick him up. He can walk. He ain't hurt that bad. Guys, I'm gonna have to. All bedlam broke loose since that last video, and people all upset, and I think that, some of you just needs a explanation about what happened, and the guys here, even the guys here don't understand. I mean, they sit here and watched it, and they don't understand. The last time there was 11 of them, and of course you can understand why Goober in here. We call him Gimp now, but he won't be Gimp for long. He'll quit. He's just looking for a little sympathy and a little notoriety. He thinks he's a rock star now because he got shot in the leg, but they call him Gimp. But I mean, number 6 shot. Do you know what number 6 shot is? I got some here just to show you. The animal cruelty folks, everybody's after me over this. You wouldn't believe the number of people I've had to talk to at local law enforcement, but that right there is number 6 shot. I mean, that stuff, look, it's so daggone little you can't even see it dropping out of my hand. Ain't as big as a BB. And number 6 shot, come on. I mean, you can't kill a good squirrel with that. Anyway, back to where I was at, the guys in the pool room, and I appreciate you guys. There's only 4 of them today. Couldn't get the rest of them to come, and I had to promise them that there wouldn't be no loaded guns. Of course, that eliminated all them too. I mean, that's the only reason I had the gun here last time was because them coming here, and every one of them's got a gun stuck down his underwear or somewhere. When you go up to pool hall, they all packing. So anyway, they left their guns in the truck, and I got the judge here, but it ain't loaded, and I promised not to load it. I'm going to talk to you about it in a minute so that you understand what's going on, what happened. First thing we're going to talk about is that little thing right there. I had some drawers. They weren't old drawers, but they were interesting drawers. And I decided to make a box for them to turn them into a little cabinet. And you're looking at the end result. One of the things I did, I left the sides open so you could see the drawers in the sides. And when I did that, it makes it difficult for a moron to get the drawers closed. They can't hold them straight enough to get them tucked in there at the back. So I put that in my booth at the antique mall, and I liked it. And I got a price on it that says I liked it. I could take some less for it, but I'm just not inclined to yet because I still like it.
But the problem I had with it at the antique mall was all these morons that would come in there and couldn't get those drawers closed. They'd pull them open and then they couldn't get them closed, and every time I'd come in there to check my booth, that little thing would be sitting there, all the drawers cattywampered in it. So I finally got tired of that, decided to bring it home. I'm either going to put some punch tin sides in it so that the drawers can get closed a little easier, or I might reduce the price of it a little bit and try to settle like that. I don't think I ought to have to change my ways just because the world's full of morons, but maybe I will. Hello, this is the Hard Times Guy. And I'm making a little video here that I'm going to show probably over and over at the end of some of my videos. And the reason I made this is it's a good example of the kind of things you're going to find when you look at what the Hard Times Guy has for sale. Everything in this video is for sale in my barn, including that mail pouch tobacco sign painted on that door, assuming you got enough money. So look it over. If you see something you like, get in touch with the Hard Times Guy, because we got a whole bunch more stuff just like this. What you're looking at now is a little pump, and by my estimation that's just a sweet little pump. Look at that thing, just perfect size to sit out in your garden and attract birds or give you something to look at pretty in your flowers. It's got some great old green paint on it. It's got old hardware and just the right patina. They're just that little pump just got a lot going for it. And I've seen pumps like that, priced $100, $175, $200, $225. That one's not priced like that. I think that one's got a price tag on it for maybe $85. And it was in my booth down at the antique mall, and the girl called me the other day and she said, I got an offer on your pump. She told me what it was, and the guy wanted to buy it for $50. And I didn't tell him what I really thought of his offer, because I appreciate getting offers. I mean, the guy obligated himself for $50, so I just told her I couldn't take that kind of a price for it. So then he thought he'd educate me and point out to me that the pump's broken. That little yoke up at the top that holds the rod, one side of that's broken, and I agree that it is broken, but I don't think the guy was going to try to use the pump. I think he was going to do what everybody else is going to do. He's just going to sit there and look at it so it don't make squat that it's broken. And I didn't tell him that either. But it aggravated me to the point that it's brought my pump back home. I think I might have that brazed up there or what, but you know, that pump's $85. Come on. If the pump had been not broken, I'd have wanted $150 for it. So, well, you're getting a little philosophy from the Hard Times Guy. You're going to see some things in these short clips about values that are important to me, and are important to me that my family that is influenced by me, my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, maybe my nieces and nephews. These are values that I'm trying to share today to help people in my family understand things and to get along better in the world. What I'm saying to you are the things that I say to people that I care about, the people I love, my family, my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, and my friends. They're the people that I talk like this to. I'm not trying to change who they vote for. I'm not trying to make money or profit or gain power or anything like that from these people. I'm trying to tell them the way it is, the best that I know it and understand it from my life's experience,
so that they can deal with life. Because I love them. I care about them. I want them to have a good life. I want them to be happy. I want them to be successful. That's why I tell them these things. So if you're hearing them, you're not hearing something that I'm trying to get you to agree with me on. You're hearing what I tell people I love. I want them to place a high value on attributes like honesty, loyalty, and moral character. Get this next part, because this is the sentence that sums it all up between me and them. And them are, again, those people that I care the most about. This is what I say. And this, I'm going to say in a sentence, this is my life's philosophy. I want them to approach life like it's a great competition whose outcome means something. I said in a sentence, but it's going to be more than one sentence because that's the end of that sentence. But I'm going to stop there at the end of that sentence and tell you there's a couple more sentences coming. Approach life like it is a great competition whose outcome means something. In other words, live your life, make your choices, let your actions be controlled by this mindset. Life is a great competition and the outcome of it means something. It's not something meaningless. It's not an exercise. It's not a show up and get your trophy. Approach it like you would a competition and go at it like it means something, like it matters whether you win or lose, like it matters whether you succeed or fail. That's what I'll tell people that I love. That's what I want them to do. I go on. I want them to play hard, work diligently, and love unconditionally. I've always been someone who enjoyed games, and I've always been someone who enjoyed winning games. And it doesn't matter what the game is. Checkers, basketball, tic-tac-toe. It doesn't matter. I wanted to know how to play, what the best strategy was, what the disciplines you had to learn to be successful at it, and then I played it as hard as I could, and I always tried to win. And if you don't believe that, go find some of my adult grandchildren and ask them about when they were growing up, did Grandpa ever let them win? I wanted them to win. I wanted nothing would make me happier than for them to win, for them to beat me. But for it to mean anything, they had to beat me. I couldn't let them win. I want them to understand that it takes work and perseverance and discipline to win. So, play hard. Work diligently. That means put your best into it. Be determined. Be like a bulldog. Get in there and get hold of it and don't let go of it. Keep giving it your best. When you get done, if you don't get the outcome you want, I don't want you to have to look back and say, I didn't give that my best. That's what I tell people I love. I tell them it's worth the effort and the work that you put in it. And you need to know that you're doing that every day, all the time. And the last thing I say is love unconditionally. And you say, what the heck is that? Love unconditionally. First thing I'm going to say about that is we choose to love. Remember when this all started, talking about choices and life being a series of choices and the choices we make? I'm telling you something. This is important for you to understand. We choose to love. People think they fall in love. They don't fall in love. People fall in a vat of chocolate, or people fall into other pleasant or unpleasant things. Nobody falls in love. They make a conscious choice to love somebody or something, and then they work at it diligently. If they don't, it don't happen. There's too many things in life that come along to upset things, to mess everything up, to divide and confuse, and too much like that in life and in the places we go and the things that we do, for you to think that love is an accident. Love isn't an accident. We choose to love, and then we act like it, and we work at it, and we sacrifice for it, and we give when everybody else wants to take. That's what love is about. Till you understand that, you can't understand love unconditionally. Because unconditionally means no matter what. And that's what happens to a lot of love that people think they fell into. The no matter what's come. It's something they wasn't expecting. Something that they didn't think was part of the program. Something that they didn't know about. Yesterday, I was at a sale. Got down towards the end of the sale. They're selling box lot stuff. And they had these. And I don't know. They're not marked. They're a little bit too heavy. Learned this from Misty. They're a little bit too heavy to be made in Japan. They're probably American made. But look at them. They're elephants. And they're bookends. See that? And that, I could just, I'm sitting here enjoying myself, knowing what Misty's going to say about these elephants whenever she shows them to you some future day in a haul video. And then when she holds them up to sell them, these bookend elephants, you could even turn them like that and have them, circus standing on their nose. But I wouldn't do that. You probably get the trunk broken messing with them like that. I bought these, and they're I'm gonna set them aside somewhere where I don't have to look at them. I'll probably get a cabinet with some glass doors over in the barn, and I'll put them in it until I get enough stuff that I can entice Misty to come back out here. Misty, I got some more stuff for you. So, I just expanded my horizons a little bit, and something else I can buy, and I'm not going to buy it in great quantities unless they're giving it away, because I don't like it, don't want it sitting around. But I got an appreciation for it and what other people can do with it, and that other people do like it. I don't care if other people like something that I don't like. It's it's what makes the world go round, that we can all get together and sell each other stuff and trade with each other, do that kind of thing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel. Like my video if you can. If you don't, if you just kind of like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you got friends and other people that you deal with, share this video with them. I don't care if somebody I never meet in Arizona likes my videos, or somebody I never meet in Oregon or California says, hey, I looked at your videos, and for some redneck out in the middle of the heartland, it wasn't too bad. You made a little sense once in a while. Until the next time, this is a Hard Times Guy. Have a good day.